So, Mr. Stewart, you live in the south of France now, yes? A lot of the time, yes. Exactly how many recording studios do you own? About 7, I think. 7's my lucky number. So I've got one in America, which was started by the Travelling Wilburys when they made their album. I've got 4 in London, inside a big church. And I've got a travelling one that comes with me everywhere, in hotels everywhere. And I've got one in south of France. Was Sweet Dreams, the techno anthem, really recorded in a kitchen on an 8-track? Not in a kitchen, it was above a picture framing factory. It's a factory where they make frames for paintings, you know. And we had to keep stopping all the time because they made big noise with the machine. Yeah, and it was recorded, well, we made the whole album, the Sweet Dreams album, for less than £5,000 in just on 8 tracks. Tell me about your work with Bob Dylan. Last time I was with him in a recording studio in Rio, in South America, and there was the 2 of us and about 20 drummers. And we just keep recording things and putting the tapes away, and then one day we'll finish some strange project, I should imagine. How did you react when you first heard the song by our backing vocalist Joniece Jamison with François Feldman? Well, I didn't hear it till it was number 2 or something in France, and then I still didn't hear it. You know what I mean? Are you, through your mother, the true heir to the Duke of Northumberland? Oh yeah. I should really own about 1/8 of England, and it was taken away from me because my great-great-grandfather, he was a very bad boy, you know, and he kept sleeping with lots of women who were meant to be just like working for the royal family. He got lots of people pregnant, and he was a terrible man, and so they took the throne away from him. Are you often bothered by groupies? A lot of people who go to a lot of parties and stay up a lot, you know, they often get what they think is terrible illnesses, but really it's just because you've been staying up too long. And one time I thought I was having a heart attack in Los Angeles, so I woke up a friend of mine, Jimmy Iovine, who's a record producer, and about 8 o'clock in the morning I said, I'm having a heart attack. And of course he jumped out of bed, drove me down to the hospital. And this is typical like Beverly Hills scene, you know. I go in the hospital and the woman in front of me was having a child, and she said, this is my 8th, you know, you better hurry up. So my friend Jimmy, he fainted, and I went in and lay on the bed, and the doctor came and he looked around him and he said, you're Dave Stewart, aren't you? And I said, yeah. And he said, I'm a bit of a songwriter myself, you know, and I'm going, but I'm having a heart attack, you know. And he said, never mind that, and he started singing me his song, you know, The Tropic of Desire, which was, at the time, I didn't think it was very funny, but afterwards now I think it's very funny. I didn't think that doctors would be out of work, songwriters and actors. I knew waitresses and things. You started Eurythmics when you first divorced Annie, right? Or she divorced you, wrong? Well, we never got married, so we didn't get divorced. We used to live together. And yeah, we split up but stayed together as a musical duo, which was quite hard if you think about it, you know. I mean, anybody watching who's married can imagine getting divorced and then starting, you know, a group with your wife is a bit difficult. After all those years, did you suffer from being the man behind Annie Lennox? Well, I wasn't really suffering, really, because she was a great person to play with, and I've always done lots of other little projects all the time. But now that Annie's decided to have a baby and take some time off, I thought it's about time I did a solo album. I mean, I've made so many albums with other people. Was it a pressure to always keep Annie at the front of Eurythmics? When we used to do photo sessions, if you look at the first covers, for instance, I would stand with my back, you know, like that, and she'd stand at the front. And, you know, I was directing videos and things, and I just knew that she was such a good focal point. And which things do you not prefer about Annie Lennox? Well, she loses her temper very quickly, and she sometimes gets very confused, which isn't her fault, but I find frustrating, you know. We 201 is your last album, but now you're alone. That's right, yeah. Well, I'm not alone exactly. I've got a group called the Spiritual Cowboys, which is this band here. And that group is full of my friends, you know. It's a very strange group. It's got 2 drummers. Martin Chambers, who's from the Pretenders, and Ula from Eurythmics. And I've got a girl on guitar who's a fantastic guitar player and singer. And we're really sort of like a bit of a wild bunch, really. Are Eurythmics on ice, or are they finished? No, we're just, you see, Annie doesn't know when she's going to have a baby, so it's a hard thing to predict, you know. So we're just waiting till she does know we'll make another album. What about Shakespeare's Sister, the group of your wife? What are they doing? Yeah, she's recording right now in George Harrison's house in London. And she's about halfway through the album, and she's got a very clever secret up her sleeve. Her next album's coming out with something that nobody will believe what they see, I think. If you were to ever divorce your wife, Siobhan, would you start a group with her? No way.
Et pour être sûr de ne rien rater de Arditube, abonnez-vous et mettez un pouce bleu.